Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DFS experience for Thursday, February 23rd. Obviously, we're back from a little break. We're going to jump right back into action. Not going to talk about any all-star activities or festivities because I didn't particularly find it, spectacular or anything like that. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to be like, talk about the All-Star game and I didn't like any of it. To be honest with you, I think they just messed it up. It's not what it used to be. It used to be exciting. It's not exciting. They got too many things going on. They got too many people involved that shouldn't be. There's just a lot of BS in my opinion, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So, who am I? What we can talk about is the 7-game slate. We're gonna start with DraftKings. We're gonna start with point guard. We got Mr. Morant, 10-4 DraftKings. Absolutely worth it. One of the top fantasy producers this season. Only going to get better. You want to be ahead of it than behind him. 10-4 looks big, but it's not really that crazy. Alright. Steph Curry, Golden State. This is absolutely going to be a blowout. We don't ever play for blowouts, but this is going to be a blowout. Reason is, there's no Nurkic. Justice Winslow and Josh Hart is not going to keep it competitive with Golden State. So, I wouldn't touch anybody on either side. Maybe Winslow, he could, get up his stats, get up his fantasy points in 3 quarters, something like that. But I don't know. That's gonna be tough. Trae Young, 9-9, should be a decent game against Chicago. Absolutely in play. Chris Paul, 9-3, not in play. He's gonna be out for a little bit of time, so we'll see him when he gets back. SGA is healthy. This game should be a little bit more competitive. OKC doesn't really get blown out as bad as they are. They usually stick around, so I like SGA in this spot. Giddey is still priced up. SGA is back. Less usage. Might be a little bit too pricey. Fox is okay. Portland. Simons. Can Simons get his fantasy points up in a blowout? He can. Should they play him in a blowout? They shouldn't. There's no more DSJ. Let's see exactly who they have. Quinn Cook. So I spoke about Winslow. They have Quinn Cook, Ellaby, and McLemore. I don't even know who the rest of these guys are. I think they got, if I'm not mistaken, Drew Eubanks is supposed to be coming to the team. But unless I'm mistaken, listen, Portland is very thin right now. So I'm going to bring it back and say this. I'd play Winslow, McLemore. Listen, play anybody. They don't unless they start signing people tomorrow. Just play whoever you want because they're really a thin team. So I don't really see who they're gonna play. I don't really see who they could really sit Simons for. So Portland, play him unless you get other news tomorrow. Russell's in play as always. Kobe White not in play. Levine is back. Derek White. A little bit too pricey. You're going to need about 39 fantasy points with that 6'3" number. Then you got Smart playing next. Nah, too much. Winslow, a lot better spot. Literally no bench. He's going to be able to do whatever he wants. Winslow's in a much better position. Ayo, I guess if he starts, you could take a shot at him, but he's inconsistent. Good luck with that. Marcus Smart, you can play him against Sacramento. Jordan Poole, I'm not touching. Beverly, you can play Trey Mann if he starts 5,000. Wow, that's a little bit pricey. Shot. You gotta remember SGA is back. If you want 6 times value for Trey Mann, you're looking for him to give you 30 fantasy points. If you think he can give you 30 fantasy points, then have at it. Davion Mitchell, 4,800. If he starts, that's fine. Melton, a little bit pricey, 4,700. Coming off the bench, that's a little pricey for me. Gonna need like 27, 28 fantasy points. Bones Highland, 4,100. Not really for me. Goodwin on Cleveland. If he starts, you could take a shot. When I say take a shot, if you're playing 10 lineups, play him in 1. Whoever starts out of Rondo and Goodwin, play whoever. Because the guards on Cleveland is a little bit thin also. Anything under Rondo? Okay, let me back this up. Anything under Davion Mitchell should be starting. If you're playing any of these guys and they're not starting, you're probably going to lose. Booker should be highly owned. Obviously, there's no Chris Paul usage. His usage is going to go sky high. He's in a good spot against OKC. People are going to try to fade him, trying to be smart, but he's in a good spot. He's playing. Levine, he's fine. Jaylen Brown is fine. Anthony Edwards is too cheap, but he's always in a good spot because Anthony Edwards is going to shoot. Klay Thompson, he's getting 30 minutes now, 6,700. Probably will light up Portland in 3 quarters. Believe it or not, he's in play. Cunningham is absolutely in play. Desmond Bane is in play. Seth Curry is in play. There's going to be no Kyrie. Cam Thomas is in play. Will Barton and Bridges are in play, preferably Bridges. Bogdanovich, he's in play. You're going to need like mid-30 fantasy points to pay that off though, so be careful. Patty Mills, I'm off of Patty Mills. Kevin Huerter, I don't like Diallo. Cunningham is starting. If Diallo's coming off the bench, absolutely not. CJ Elleby you could take a stab at. Elleby and McLemore are fine. DiVincenzo off the bench. I can't tell you how many minutes he's getting, so I'm off of him for now. Justin Holiday is not a good fantasy producer, so no. Jetty's inconsistent, but their team is thin. He should start, and he should be able to pay that off. If you're playing 10 lineups, play him in 1 if he starts. Aaron Holiday, if he starts, you can play him in 1 or 2 lineups. I'm not going crazy with Aaron Holiday. I actually prefer Payton. Alfred Payton. That's what I actually prefer. I thought I saw him. Yeah, right here. If Alfred Payton starts, he's my lock. If you want to fade him, that's fine. Tatum is fine. Josh Hart. I'm going to play Josh Hart. Now, thinking about it, I will play him. I play everybody on Portland because they don't really have anybody else. Steve Bay is always fine. All he do is shoot. Harrison Barnes is fine. Wiggins, not really. First of all, Wiggins is not an all-star, and Wiggins is not a starter for the all-star team, so I don't know what that's about. So, Wiggins is not in play when Klay Thompson is starting. How could Andrew Wiggins be a starter for the All-Star team when he's the 3rd best offensive player on his team when everybody's healthy. And I don't want to hear about injuries because I know Clay wasn't there, but there's absolutely other people they could have picked instead of Andrew Wiggins. But that's another conversation. Marketing, I don't really like marketing like that, but the team is thin. I'll probably still say no. Aaron Gordon, if you must, he's alright. Bruce Brown, that's a no. Jay Crowder, yes. DeAndre Hunter, take a shot or two. Cam Johnson, yes. And not gonna really go down here. Unless somebody down there is starting with someone else, I'm not touching them. DeRozan, that's a big number to have Zach LaVine next to him. And if Vucevic is playing, DeRozan is overpriced. Sabonis is okay, but he hasn't done anything on Sacramento. Maybe, playing against Jokic might, light his fire. We'll see. Jaren Jackson Jr., absolutely. Mobley, yes. Bazley, yes. Kevin Love, 6th man of the year, yes. Jeremy Grant, I'd play him in a few lineups. Al Horford, no. If Bobby Williams is playing, no Al Horford. If Bobby Williams is not playing, you could take a few shots at Horford. Vanderbilt, you could take a shot. Kuminga, no. Blake Griffin, not for me. Everybody else down here, no. And at center, alright, so Jokic is in play, Vooch is in play, Towns is in play, Sabonis is in play. Jared Allen should have 40 rebounds against Detroit. We'll see. Bobby Williams is playing, so no Al Horford. DeAndre Ayton looks good, but don't go crazy with Ayton because remember, he gets a lot of his points off that pick and roll with Chris Paul, and there's no Chris Paul, so pay attention to that. He might get a lot of rebounds, but he might not get a lot of points. He may not be that spectacular on the offensive end, so pay attention to Ayton. Don't go too crazy. Drummond, I like Drummond, but Steve Nash is going to play him like 4 minutes, so be careful with Drummond too, even though he is a good play. Capella, if John Collins is playing, I wouldn't play too much Capella. If John Collins is out, I'll fire up Capella, like, half my lineups, 40% of my lineups, something like that. Steven Adams is in play. Everybody else, I'm good. I'm good on everybody else. You'd want Marvin Bagley to start for Detroit. That's what you'll like. If not, then maybe he's getting Trey Lyles minutes, which is like 22, 23 minutes. I don't know. You see, that's the thing. We don't know how many minutes they're gonna play. So I'm playing people that I have an idea of what's their minutes and what's their rotation. So that's just me. All right, let's jump to Fanduel. New here. We're about to jump into Fanduel. Subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up the video. Let YouTube know that your boy is back and he's dropping fire for you, so you guys can win some money tomorrow night, or tonight. And that's about it. No long speeches. Let's just keep going. We're gonna start with point guard. Okay, Ja looks good. Trae Young is fine. Curry looks good on Fanduel. Shai looks good on Fanduel. Russell, Simons, Fox I don't like too much. That's why I skipped him, but he's alright. Simons looks great. Giddey looks a lot better on Fanduel. Kobe White, no. Marcus Smart and White, no. Cade Cunningham, Absolutely. Let me go back to Marcus Smart and Derek White. The thing is, one of them could go off, or two of them could go off. You know, they get stocks here and there, especially Marcus Smart. But you got Tatum and Brown that soak up a lot of usage. And if you play these guys at $6,000 and they don't hit value, your night is going to be over. So that's why I'm gonna avoid someone that's damn near almost 7K, and you can't even, you're not giving yourself a good chance to hit value. What's the chances of Brown having a good game, Tatum having a good game, and one or both of these guys having a good game also? Not very likely. You need 35 to 40 fantasy points from either one of these guys. You think you're gonna get 60 fantasy points from Tatum and 50 fantasy points from Brown and then 40 fantasy points from one of these two guys? Yeah, okay. You're gonna probably get something close to that from one of them, but which one? Alright, Cunningham's in play. I'm off of Trey Man. Curry's in play. Beverly's in play. Monte Morris is in play. I'm off of Poole and Mills and Melton. Mitchell, if he starts. McLemore's priced up, but he's fine. Killian Hayes, I guess. Killian Hayes has never did anything, so I don't understand. Maladon, I guess he's back from the G League. Absolutely not. Alfred Payton is probably where I'll stop. Yeah, I'll stop at Alfred Payton if he starts. Alright, DeMar's priced up here also. He can stay there. Booker looks amazing. Lock him in. Anthony Edwards looks good. Levine looks great. Jaylen Brown looks great. Russell, we spoke about him. Kobe White, we spoke about him. No, Josh Hart looks good. Bogdanovich is spicy. You could probably, no, I wouldn't play him. If John Collins is out, you could play him in like 10% of your lineup, but maybe that's even too much. 1% maybe. Desmond Bain looks good. AO, I don't think so. Klay Thompson is fine. Cade Cunningham looks great. Thomas and Curry are fine. Bruce Brown, absolutely not. Will Barton is fine. DiVincenzo, you coming off the bench at 5,300? No. Poole, Mills, no. Diallo, no. Melton, no. Herder is pricey. If Collins is out, he gets a little bit of a bump, but he's still too much. Javonte Green, I don't think so. Torrey Craig? No. McLemore, yes. Gary Payton? No. Everybody else? No. Let's go to small forward. Listen, boys and girls. I know we're back, getting back into the swing of things. I don't know what y'all did this week we were off, but I absolutely smashed hockey and esports, whatever it was. I didn't care. If it was something to bet on, I bet on it. I used my projections. I played, 9 times out of 10 we hit, but Patreon is out. Just send the links in the description for the rest of the month. You pick the bronze package, the NBA package, and then that unlocks any sport for the rest of the month. Because we know that this is but actually, don't even do that. We're going to just do day passes and weekly passes because it's already the 24th. So, if you want to join Patreon, just wait till March. Wait till the beginning of your month. And from now on, if you need anything, day pass, week pass, any sport, just let me know in advance and I'll send you out the updated lineups before lock. That's about it. Let's continue with small forward. Alright, you spoke about DeRozan. Tatum is fine. Saddiq Bey is fine. Bazley I like. Justice Winslow I like. A little bit pricey, but Winslow's hit value almost every game since he's been on Portland. Bazley's hit value almost every game since he's been starting, so I have no problem with them. Harrison Barnes is Harrison Barnes. And Bain is reliable. Wiggins, I don't like too much with Klay Thompson being there. 5,900. Mikal Bridges, I absolutely like with no Paul. His usage goes up. Kuminga, not so much. Listen, you play him in a few lineups. Will Barton's okay. Mo Harkless, I don't think so. DeAndre Hunter, if there's no Collins, fire him up. James Johnson, if he starts, I guess. CJ Ellaby, 4,200. He's probably going to start. He's fine. Jetty's probably going to start and probably wet the bed, but what are you going to do? You got to play somebody. Listen, I play Ellaby in 20% of my lineups, and I played Jetty in 10% of my lineups if he started. I really don't even trust Jetty. 5%. Alright, power forward. Sabonis, he's going to have a big game. For some reason, well, no, you know what? Listen, Sabonis is going to have a big game. If it's this game or not, 9,600, I'm playing 10 lineups, I play him in 1. Bobby Williams at the power forward is always an amazing thing. Mobley, Allen, Jackson in play. Horford, no. Jeremy Grant, yes. Kevin Love, yes. Jay Crowder, yes. Marvin Bagley, if he started. Vanderbilt is fine. And I think that's about it. Let's go to center. Jesus Christ, let's go. Jokovic, of course. Vooch is fine. Cat against Memphis is fine. DeAndre Ayton, I play him in like 10% of my lineups, but be careful because, like I said, his synergy with Chris Paul is what gets him a lot of his buckets. If you're not sure what I'm speaking about, just watch the last couple of Phoenix games and just watch the pick and rolls between Chris Paul and Ayton. Drummond, like I said, he's in a fine spot, but Nash is going to mess that up. Adams is fine. They're going to need him on the court. Capella, I prefer without Collins. McGee, no. And that's about it. Like I mentioned earlier, look for Drew Eubanks to be play for Portland tonight, and if he plays, even if he starts, he's a good value. He always produces when he gets the minutes, so pay attention to that. Alright, let's jump to Yahoo. The rest of you guys, if you play Yahoo, then obviously stay here. If you only play DraftKings and Fanduel and you're leaving, welcome back. Thanks for being here. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button on your way out. Thumbs up the video. Let YouTube know that I'm fire. That helps me out. And I'll see you tomorrow. The rest of you guys, let's get this Yahoo out the way. We'll do point guard. Ja looks good. Curry looks great. Trae Young looks amazing. SGA looks very good. Fox is okay. Simons looks really good. Kobe White, I wouldn't touch. Desomnu, I wouldn't touch. Beverly, I wouldn't mess with. Rondo, if he started. And Goodwin, if he started. That's about it. So Beverly, if you must, but I'll stop at Simons, and then whichever guard starts for Cleveland. Booker, should probably be a lock. Levine looks good. Brown looks very good. Cade Cunningham looks good. Giddy looks okay. Russell looks great. Desmond Bain looks great. Klay Thompson looks good. And I think that's about it. Listen, if you play Yahoo and you get one position wrong, you're dead in the water. That's why I'm really specific. Alright, Tatum is fine. Anthony Edwards looks great. Sadiq Bey looks great. Josh Hart looks good. I wouldn't play Wiggins. Barnes looks good. Mikal Bridges looks good. Seth Curry looks great. Cam Thomas looks spectacular. DeAndre, if there's no Collins. Chetty if he starts. And that's about it. There's going to be a lot of value later, so just pay attention. If you can't pay attention, you don't have the time to wait for news or wait for lineups, then just hit me up and then we'll figure it out. But do it ahead of time so I know what I gotta do. I think DeRozan is overpriced on every site, so just be careful. Mobley and Jaren Jackson look fine. Jeremy Grant is okay. Bazley looks better. Justice Winslow looks amazing. Vanderbilt, if you must, probably prefer Jay Crowder. Marvin Bagley if he started. Kuminga's okay, last man in type deal if he starts. And let's go to center. Jokic is always in play. Boots looks good. Towns looks good. Jared Allen looks great. Drummond, I wish I could play Drummond, but we don't know what Nash is going to do. Bobby Williams looks amazing. DeAndre Ayton looks good. Clint Capella looks good. And if Collins is out, he's spectacular. Steven Adams looks good. Kevin Love is okay. And that's it for center. You don't want to really get too cute with centers, because you get center wrong, you have no shot. Now let's go to Super Draft when we're out of here. Curry, Young. DeRozan's okay here. Morant looks good. Booker looks great. Levine is okay. Fox, SJ, Edward looks good. Simon looks good. Russell Cunningham's in play. They're all in play. Josh Hart and Klay Thompson looks good. Josh Hart looks really good. Giddy is fine. Bain looks great. Justice Winslow is probably going to be my lock of the night. Seth Curry looks good. 1.6. And I have a feeling, you know what? Cam Thomas is going to be down here somewhere. And Macklemore. Cam Thomas, Curry, Macklemore, Ellaby. That's your place. I mean, the people I play in Super Draft are on winning lineups every other night, so this one is not too complicated. So we're at forward right now. Sabonis is in play. Tatum, Levine, Brown, Mobley. Mobley's just okay. Jackson is good. Jeremy Grant I'd fade for Super Draft. So we spoke about Winslow already. Bazley looks amazing. You can take a shot at Bridges if you're playing multiple lineups. Vanderbilt also. Jay Crowder you can take a shot at. CJ Ellaby you can take a shot at. And for center, this is going to be a select few people. A handful of people. That's what I really wanted to say. Jokic, always a play. Towns is in play. Fuchs is in play. Jared Allen's okay. Ayton is okay. Bobby Williams is okay. Capella, especially if there's no Collins. Drummond, I wish I could play him. Steven Adams looks good at 1.7. And Eubanks is already here in SuperDraft, but he's not on DraftKings. Whatever. If Eubanks starts, you play Eubanks in like 30-40% of your lineup for Portland, because he will break the slate for SuperDraft. Alright, listen. We made it to our first night back. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys played other sports and won some money. But now we're back to the real world. And I'm not going to keep you much longer. Subscribe on your way out if you're not subscribed. Hit the bell. Thumbs up the video. Hit me up if you need a day pass or a week pass. And that's about it. I'll see you guys later. Ciao.